Good noon everyone, welcome back to your beloved drawback chess speedrun series, the series that I always reveal my drawback and always win, but there is still always someone complaining about it. And without any further ado, let's get into today's content. Today we are climbing from 8500 to 8600 rating points. Rising water. Every 10 turns, the water level rises 1 rank. You can't move pieces that are underwater and you can't move to squares that are underwater. Now we know that chess pieces can't swim. Reveal drawback to opponent. E4. Everyone should learn how to swim though, it may save you in dire situations. E5. Bishop c4. We'll focus on development to reduce the amount of pieces affected by the rising water. Knight c6, knight f3, d6, d4. Bishop d7. Okay, that doesn't look like a very aggressive move. Instead of non-stop attacking to force me to waste my moves, this guy is choosing to play a much slower defensive game and let me develop freely. We can totally expect some sort of king-related drawback that is causing this passive playstyle. Bishop g5. Still not enough clues to make a guess though, but I'm like 80% sure his drawback has to be something related to his king. f6. Bishop back. a6. Knight c3. a5. I'm not judging that. D takes e5. He takes with pawn. The water is about to rise, we don't have much time left, I'll save the queen first. Queen e7. Okay, after this move I can no longer access my own back rank. Castle. The last ditch effort to keep the king safe, even though it won't mean much if he actually knows how to take advantage of this. Castle. Alright, since we already know his drawback is king related, let's go straight for the king, bishop b5. And I trap my own woman. Never mind. You know what they say, if your opponent doesn't see your blunder, then it is not a blunder. Bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6. Okay, that blunders a queen, but since I also blundered my queen last move, I'll keep it fair by leaving his queen alive. Queen takes a5 instead. Well, I mean, now there is actually rook d1 and he can literally checkmate me just by moving his rook underwater. There is nothing I can do about that. If he knows, then he knows. He doesn't. But this even further fortifies my theory that his drawback is king related. My queen is causing too much pressure on his king that he cannot even think about taking advantage of my drawback. Queen a6 check. I'll keep the queen as active as possible then. He blocks. Queen b5. Bishop c6. Aha. He's allowing another check, which means it's not related to checks. Queen a6 again. He blocks again. Queen a7. I wasted 2 moves though, but now the queen can't be more active than this. Queen c6. Water is about to rise again, this time it'll affect the pawns. a4. At least I'll try to use this pawn to weaken the pawns around his king. b5. Okay, that's weird, a takes b5. My rooks can't move though, the open a rook is just there for psychological effects. Queen takes b5. This time I'll take it. c6. I don't want to move that knight. Knight takes c5 instead. Unleashing the dark bishop to help with attacking the king. He takes the other knight. Knight f7. Bishop takes e4. That should blunder a king. Bishop g3. Bishop d5. Queen c7. Checkmate in 1. Your opponent's drawback was out of breath. You can only move your king once. Aha. I should have guessed this the moment he didn't go king b8 and allowed queen a7. I guess I didn't really expect this when he decided to castle queenside instead of the safer king side. But anyway, a win is a win. Second game, let's go. And while I was still trying to read his player name, my opponent revealed his drawback first. I'll read them first. Hedonic treadmill, you must move a piece at least as valuable as your opponent's last moved piece, and horse eats first, as long as you have a knight. You can only capture with knights. Okay, I can already see a game that both sides only move kings and we draw by repetition. e4. Who knows, maybe he won't open up his king. Knight c6. Aha. This guy is focusing too much on his drawback without knowing that taking advantage of my drawback is the only way he can survive this. Queen h5. He has to open the king now. If not, then I win. I win. Queen takes f7. Checkmate in 1. Had he been able to move his king, then he could have permanently forced me to move my king. Sadly that didn't happen because the only thing he saw was only the knights can capture. Resignation. Oh my god, 2 wins out of 3, 1 more win and it is a perfect run. Final game, let's go. 2 steps forward, 1 drawback. If you move forward 2 moves in a row, you must move backward on the next. Aha. One of the most diabolical drawbacks available, completely losing control of 1/3 of the game. But still, reveal drawback to opponent. e5. Need to open a bishop to create room for a backward move on move 3. Queen h5. Okay, never mind, that queen is threatening. Queen takes f7, forcing my king to make a forward move on move 3. Therefore now I have to do something to ensure that I can defend queen f7 with a backward move instead of the forward one. Queen f6 is kinda forced. I mean, knight h6 was also possible, but there was also queen e5 and the knight's forced backward move can't defend that. Queen f6 was literally the only choice. He found queen takes c5. Backward move is forced, queen e7 is forced. It's alright though, the most difficult part of this drawback is the first few moves of the game, which I'm actually doing pretty well so far. He doesn't trade. Which actually makes sense. By keeping his queen active in my territory, he can literally make a crazy move once every 3 moves. I'll just take this pawn for now. And before the video continues, if you have been watching until this point, please consider leaving a like and a subscribe to the channel. Your support is invaluable for me and is the motivation for me to keep making chess content to help spreading the game to more people, especially new players who aren't too familiar with the game. This should be enough to reach 8 minutes. Thank you for your time. What just happened? Your opponent lost due to their drawback. Your opponent's drawback was always check. It might be mate. If you are checked, you lose. Wait. Why did he allow queen e4 then? Well, who cares anyway? Drawback chess speed run today. 300% win rate.